spur-of-the-moment excursion with my friends from the boat Maktub, the catamaran research vessel that researches whales. And they wanted to go to Santa Antao. They said, hey, why don't you come with us with your boat? And I said, didn't take me long to think about it and just go for it.
It took me no more than 10 minutes to make up my mind to go, and that was even too long.
So here we go, going across the San Vicente Canal. One of the best places to sail on this whole planet, man. It's sporty, just in the shadow of this rock here. Might be a little hole. And Maktub, or Eduardo, with Irena and Marina are coming up. They'll probably catch up because he's much faster. But so far I'm doing okay.
So here I am again, crossing the San Vicente Canal. It's always a challenge because of wind and current. And it's always fun to sail parallel with another boat. Even more so when it's a friend. And the boat behind me is someone I've gotten to know better and can call a friend. He's quite a character, like so many sailors are. Now, as you will see, this gentleman professor is more Indiana Jones than university academic. This is a laboratory, classroom, and lecture hall, and his home.
Well, my first sailing experience was with, when I was young with small sailing boats, but afterwards I really learned with the older boats that I was on a really old catch motor sailor. I made that in the Canary Islands, so a really tough place to learn. So if you can sail around Canary Islands, I guess you really learn how to sail. So that was with the old boat. So with that boat, I crossed 3 times the Atlantic with people. My name is Eduardo from Barcelona, and I don't consider myself a sailor. I'm considered more a traveler with a boat.
I may have to steal that line. That being said, Eduardo is more than just a traveler like many of us. He has a purpose and a mission. He may say he's a traveler, but he's certainly a sailor too. You don't just charter a boat here and there and sail the oceans like he does. I can confirm, I got taught some pretty good lessons in the Canaries too.
The drone has to return, and afterwards even take it. 10 years after, the year 2010, after many stories, many adventures with the other boat, I was able to go to this catamaran that was built in the 2002. It's Katana 47. Which one I have been able to sail alone with people, do research, travel around across the ocean. So this is my house that has been for all these 9 years that I've been with it.
Eduardo's been working a long time to get where he is. And again, you don't just buy a nice boat and set off to save the whales on a whim. You learn, then earn.
I studied veterinary sciences, and afterwards I made a PhD in veterinary medicine, doing work on anatomy of the dolphin. Continue at the university in Barcelona as a professor, teaching anatomy for 14 years. At that time is when I decided to do my PhD in anatomy, in dolphin anatomy. That brought me to study and to learn about dolphins, about cetaceans and marine mammals. From anatomy, afterwards pathology, I went to necropsies at the university to be able to gather samples for my PhD. That's why I was get involved in marine mammal science.
Tomé su mano y la llevé a
are anchored at Porto Novo. That was a fun ride across the Santa Vicente Canal. Always a blast. Perfect conditions, about 14, maybe 17 knots of wind, a couple of reefs in the mainsail, and opened up the Genoa a little bit. And of course, Eduardo with his super fast catamaran caught up pretty fast and passed me. But we did pretty well together. It was pretty awesome. So here we are. I'm gonna go visit them now. I think Eduardo caught fish. So let's see what they got cooking up.
He was called upon, but then heard a calling, and that call came from Micronesia, the island archipelagos of the North Atlantic.
I was called to the Canary Islands to work on the network to do necropsies for a European project in the year '99. So at that time I was completely sure that I wanted a boat. So in the Canary Islands I had the chance to find a boat, a first boat. It was my first contact with really having a boat and sailing, and then rebuild this boat, and then I started with my association, edmaktub, for the study and spread of the knowledge of aquatic environment.
What a platform to launch an association to learn more about aquatic environments and to share the knowledge with others.
So we're off again on a gray Cape Verdean day. Kind of rare here, but wind conditions are good. We're going down to Tarrafal, from Porto Novo to Tarrafal. It should be about 3 to 4 hours, but at the speed, I think we're doing about six knots, I suppose. Got all sails up, and Maktub is of course catching up with his fast, super fast catamaran.
He wasn't catching up as much as I anticipated. Hardly at all, in fact. But between us, we have some catching up to do about the Maktub project. What is it, and what does it exactly mean?
The Maktub project, I would like to explain something. That Maktub means in Arabic it means it was written. Came from the book of Paulo Coelho, the alchemist, when a young shepherd goes to the north of Africa and learns this word, Maktub, that means it was written. They use as a destiny. So before I had the boat, I was asked by a really good friend that what was going to be the name of the boat. So I knew that it has to be destiny, it has to be Maktub. The main project was a study marine mammal science, so research on cetaceans, using the words in Spanish, estudio y divulgación del medio acuático, so it was edmaktub.
So there it was, destiny, which you can discover at edmaktub.org, and as well on his YouTube channel, edmaktub.
Seven years ago, we discovered that there was a population of fin whales that were coming every spring months to feed on all the Catalan coast and Balearic Sea. So these fin whales depends on the conditions in this area where they can feed and they can survive. We started with this project. This project has been a really big project because of all the techniques and all the information we gathered, and also because we were using a drone that I've been piloting the drone to obtain really good images, not just because they are beauty, but also because there's a lot of information about cetaceans that you cannot obtain from the boat.
This has to be some of the most unique and stunning imagery I've ever seen of sperm whales. There is obviously a cetacean behavior going on here. A little more knowledge from these mysterious mammals that Eduardo has gathered from the air before they disappear into the deep.
Well, it was 6 complete years of a fin whale project in the area of Barcelona. Perhaps, I don't know, perhaps some problems about fundings, problems about people getting involved, a little bit of everything. So we decided to do another project, go around other places that we know that there are cetaceans, there are marine mammals, and there's people studying them, but perhaps with other infrastructure, not perhaps the logistics of this platform, this boat with all the materials to work with animals. So that's why we decided to collaborate with people in other places. So we thought about making a whole turnaround in the South Atlantic, the first place that could be even still in the north, but with animals from the south, like the humpback whales in summer. So that place was Cape Verde.